Microsoft's assembler is named MASM. It used to be a separate program that you bought and installed so that you could write assembly programs. But now MASM is built into Visual Studio. This video will show you how to set up Visual Studio in order to use MASM. First, begin a new project. As you can see, there are a ton of project types to choose from. Let's narrow the search down by clicking on this arrow and choosing C++ for the language. Find Empty Project and choose it, then click on Next. Let's name this project MASM and save it where you normally save your programs. You can use the Browse button and choose the location or just accept the default. I'm storing this into a folder named VS Projects. Then we just give it time to cook up a project, also known as a solution in Visual Studio. Now that we've got an empty project started, let's get rid of some of the things we won't need. Next, let's make two changes. For the first, right-click on MASM and choose Build Dependencies. Then Build Customizations and check the box for MASM. Click OK. Second, right-click on MASM and come all the way down to Properties. Here's the path to what we need. Open Configuration Properties, then open Linker and click on System. For the subsystem choice, choose Windows, then click OK. Alright, we're getting closer. We've got a couple of steps left to do. The good news is, once we've done all this preliminary work, we won't have to go through this whole process again. Right-click MASM again and come down to Add. Then choose New Item. We're going to create a file that's going to serve as a starting point for each program that we write. Make sure you're seeing Visual C++ and pick C++ file. It doesn't matter so much because it won't really be for a C++ program, but it's going to give us a blank file to enter some code. I'm going to save this as main.asm. Make sure you put the asm part there or it will be saved as a CPP file, which we don't want. The empty file opens and gives us a blank slate. If we were writing C++, here's where we could start typing our source code. With a little bit of difference, that's what we're going to do here, only for an assembly program. Rather than have you watch my great typing skills, I'm going to speed this part up. Now what you see is a starting point for all of our assembly programs. To make it really useful, let's save this whole thing as a template, which is just a pattern. To do that, choose Project. Then Export Template. Then choose Project Template and name the template something meaningful. I'm going to call it MASM. Write a short description of the template. Then click Finish. And then close this solution. In Chapter 3, the text is illustrating how to write, assemble, run, and debug an assembly program called add2.asm, which just adds two numbers together. Here's how I want you to start it off. Choose Create a New Project and make sure all of these options are selected. Somewhere in the list of types of projects, you're going to find one named MASM, which is the template that you just created. Mine is all the way down at the bottom, but you might have to look for yours. That's the one you choose. Now name the project Add2 and choose where to store it. Click on Create. After Visual Studio has created the solution, notice right here there is a source file named add2.asm. Double-click the file and a ready-made start to the program opens up. All you have to do is add the additional code from the text, then follow the directions in the text about assembling and running the program. So from now on, when you start an assembly program, and you're going to be writing a bunch of them, just follow these steps. Number 1, create a new project. Number 2, choose MASM for the type. Number 3, name and store the project. And number 4, enter your source code. Please try this, and if you need any help, let me know as soon as you possibly can.